sick of this stuff as I am? How many of you care enough to get up your ass and do something about it? How many of you think our drug laws are totally insane? How many of you think the war on terror, or TWAT for short, especially what we're doing in Iraq, is totally insane? How many of you refuse to live under the thumb of a Stone Age Supreme Court who think a bunch of old men have to decide what every single woman does with her own body? Yes. How many of you think the Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, and this new wiretapping legalization should all be flushed down the toilet? All of it. And how many of you believe that one of the countries in the world most urgently in need of a real regime change is this one? So how many of you are registered to vote? I think I saw less than half the hands in this room go up. You know, oh, you don't even want to vote for Ron Paul to show how independent you are? You don't even bother to do that? There's the problem. I'm not just for insurrection in the streets, which I have a soft spot in my heart for, but take the Fifth Amendment on some things. I also believe in insurrection in the voting booth. We need both to get anything done. I would rather vote for what I want and not get it than vote for something I don't want and get it. And even though I throw up my hands at the big national offices, except for the alternative candidates, the reason to vote is local elections. It matters who's mayor. It matters who's on the city council, the county commissioners, and state legislators. Finally, you get rid of Joseph Bruno in New York. Hopefully, there's going to be something done to save rent control around here. That's why you've got to pay attention to these people and vote on these things. Plus, we have a privilege in this country that people don't have in Canada or any European country I know of. The ballot initiative, the referendum, the propositions, we're at the city level, county, state. You can vote yes or no on a controversial law that legislators are too corrupt and chicken shit to vote on themselves. And since hardly anybody shows up to vote in local elections, and means that if more people like us get still more people like us to register and get off their ass and show up and vote smart, we stand a much better chance of getting somebody cool elected, good laws passed, and taking back our country and our society from the ground up. Far less people in this country support the religious right than we are led to believe, but they have used this tactic very, very effectively to get power in way disproportionate to their numbers, and there's a lot more of us than there is of them, and we are not using our power in this area. This isn't all cartoon time, like red states versus the blue states, although if you look at what people actually believe in red states and blue states, we're mostly pro-choice, pro-environment, wanted Bush impeached over spying, want to get out of Iraq, and tolerant of gay people getting married, believe it or not, according to the Pew Foundation. Anyway, this is not red states, blue states. It's not donkeys and elephant or left, right, or black, white. This is a contest, a war between the top and the bottom. I hate to use an old radical cliche like class war, but that's exactly what's being waged in this country against almost everybody who lives in this country. I'm hoping this whole anti-war and anti-Bush surge will surge all the way into reigniting and spreading as never before the anti-corporate movement, the anti-globalization movement, As Ralph Nader put